Welcome to Tour Truck Tuesday. I'm Chris Trott. We're here at the Kingdom, Carlsbad, California. I have some fresh new spiders for you today. Let's dive into it, take a look at some new models, but also a little bit of homage to the OG Spider Tour. That's right, you've seen this one before when it comes to Jason Day. You've seen it with the weights at the back. You've seen this making putts to win major championships. Why have we gone back to this at TaylorMade? Well, simply, it was too good not to pay our respects and go back to something that's done so well. But there are some differences when you get into this putter. So before we get going, be sure to hit subscribe, be sure to put on the bell notification, get after these videos. I bring them out once a week, dropping you knowledge on all the golf clubs that TaylorMade are bringing out, and some fun, cool stuff is to come in the future. In my hand, like I've said, I've got the first of the brand new putters from TaylorMade. This is the Spider Tour. You'll notice over the years, TaylorMade have brought different things in from other products into their putting line, and this is no different. You can see on the top here, the True Path comes into what originally was the red back Spider that you will have seen as used by Jason Day. But what this True Path does, other than just looking pretty cool, you're gonna have a white line on the top of the putter. Now, when you put that down, a Mallet putter, which is this larger shape, it has quite a bit of real estate on the top. So having that white line on the top of the putter that works like an infinity pool over the front of the blade, it's then going to give you a line to the hole, and it's going to allow your eye to focus. At TaylorMade, they worked with an optometrist to come up with the best concept, the best contrasting shape and color. When you put white down on the green, that then contrasts at its highest rate to allow your eye to focus. So it's large at the back of the putter for a reason, and it narrows down to the diameter and the shape, the width of that golf ball. When you're testing putters, I don't want you to get hooked into having to make the putt, but these putters, they do help make these 7-footers that much easier. On a PGA Tour, you're looking at a 50% rate of making this. If you can make these your money maker and get cash on these, you're going to become a better player. It's early doors here at the Kingdom. Let's get a marker down. Testing putters, I wouldn't suggest this is the way to go, but for the illustration of how stable these new Spider putters are, I do want to put down a chalk line. You'll have seen these just getting used really to line up when it comes to any hardware work that's getting done. You literally want to get a contrasting color on the green. That leaves me a nice line down the green. It gives you a visual. Whenever it comes to testing or working with any of our golf clubs, we do want a visual aid to give you what would be calibrated as neutral. Remember, I'm talking to you about the True Path on top of this putter, the markings on top. And we're literally just gonna make these putts, providing we found a straight putt here, just like shelling peas. And you can see as I get the strike on this, using the chalk line to give me the alignment down the green, my True Path sits up perfectly to it. You have a long line that also goes through the chalk line, another good place to test it. And providing you've got everything set up correctly, it should just be rolling end over end going into the cup. You're then going to notice a slightly different feel. I did mention 4 models. This is the next piece of tech that these things are going to have. The sole is quite a funky shape. It's for a reason. Don't worry about it. You, the golfer, you're not going to see it. Don't stress about that. But it's all to move weight to the perimeters of all 4 of these models, and there is a difference as we go through the family, but by moving weight to the perimeters, you reduce how likely this putter is to twist at impact. Believe it or not, and we test it in there with the best players in the world on a 12-foot putt. The best in the world, the guys that have all been here, your Dustin Johnsons, your Jason Days, your Rory McIlroys, they don't always hit the center from 12 feet. Just take that for a moment, think about it. If they're not hitting the center from 12 feet, what chance do we have as golfers? So by using this mallet shape with these jet engine weights at the back, that then means this putter's just not going to twist as easy. So if you do strike it away from the center, then what's going to happen is it's not going to bounce back or twist as much. Look at how stable that is. Doesn't want to move even with my finger tapping it away from the center. Reduction to twist, all part of the tech. Again, why this OG, this original Spider Tour was so great. Deep center of gravity. Whenever we pull it back back from the leading edge. That also stops it from twisting. Jet weights at the back. Now with TruePath on the top, bringing back the Pure Roll 5mm insert. TaylorMade had 2 of these inserts. They had 3 and 5. This white one, Dustin Johnson's favorite insert. It's got the Pure Roll grooves in there that get that ball rolling into forward motion. So maybe when you work on your longer putts, and I'll just roll one down here for you, you're going to get the roll out of this from the Pure Roll grooves, just going past the edge, and it's that perfect distance past the hole as it got into forward motion. Now, if you guys can hear it, there's also an interesting sound coming off this putter, and this is another change. Again, it's in all of these models. Consistency look off of the grooves. Try and get your longer putts past the hole. Putts from this distance on the PGA Tour usually are missed short. If you're not losing energy from the putter because it's not twisting, then again, these longer putts, they're going to get there. Each one of those had a chance to go in. Behind the face, just in the back here in all of them, there's a high bra dampener. What's that's going to do? It's going to dampen the sound and it's going to enhance the feel. Hard for me to relay that to you, the viewer, but trust me, when you hit these longer putts and you get the feel, this is where it's going to be a damper, softer sound. And you can see here, do it for me, just goes in the can. I love that, but it was also going a slightly foot past the hole, right? Which means when I'm reading my putt, when I'm getting down here looking at it, try to get your pace that you're going that foot past the hole. Again, if you can do that consistently, you can get a consistent read. So let's take a look at the other 3 models. All right, 4 models in total. You've seen it. I mean, I'm canning it from 20 feet. Of course, I'm a big fan of this bad boy with a deep CG, like I mentioned. It's important, center of gravity. Then you go into this one, the Spider Tour X. This model's been used on tour. Rory really would be the one that's prominent in using it. Keith Mitchell won the Honda with this to bring it on the scene. It was the first one that we had that TruePath in, which clearly helps you align up, providing you've calibrated with your chalk line. That's why we have that. But it's a bit more boxy, right? The wings are a bit more refined. There is some weights in the back there. They go underneath the wings. It's got the sole, it's got the high bra dampener. I've talked to you about all that tech. That's through all of these puppies. I don't need to keep saying that. They've all got it. They've all got it in there. But this one is just a little bit more of a modern look to an absolute classic, but the center of gravity is further forward by 2 mil. If you move that center of gravity forward, not quite as stable as your Tour, but you know what? It's still pretty damn stable. So you've got those 2 models that work that way. Now there's another 2 that I'm going to bring into the mixer. You've got the Spider Tour Z and the Spider Tour V. The CG location in these putters, this is furthest back and we move all the way to furthest forward. They're still mallet putters. We're not going as far forward as a blade, so you're still going to have the benefits of the high MOI, means it's not going to twist. But as you get into these 2, it's going to be slightly further forward. The Tour Z has the wings for the low profile. So again, high MOI. Whenever you put little wing shapes on there, they're not just there to look cool. They're there for a reason that it gives it the high MOI. Slightly adjusted the TruePath on the top. Be aware of that. As you move into the Tour V, now you don't have any wings, much more of a modern mallet shape with the CG further forward. So which CG is right for you? Generally, the further forward you put the CG, the easier it's going to be to release the putter. What are you talking about? What do you mean? As you hit putt and you want to release the putter, Tiger often talks about setting up to one and releasing it with the right hand into the hole. A further forward CG helps you do that. But you know what? For the common golfer, good luck trying to marry up release of putter face. See how the toe passes the heel. Good luck trying to marry that up with the path every time. You have to be an absolute gamer to do that, or have a name of Tiger Woods generally does help. So again, going for a slightly deeper CG in here is going to help you when it comes to just rolling them down and getting the release and the feel. I told you at the top, it's like shelling peas when you get in this distance. Trust me, think about it. When you chip onto the greens, quite often you're going to be in this area. We can't put a chalk line down on every single hole, but if you can start making more of these, you're going to lower your scores. Another reason that this should be considered as an option. What other things can I tell you about these great putters? They're going to come with the KBS stepless golf shaft in there. Again, feel, benefit. Hit some longer putts to get the sound, get the feel of that. It's going to come with a Super Stroke Spider decal grip on there, TaylorMade. Super Strokes are great. When I worked out on the tour pretty much every week there for a long time. In the last 2 or 3 years, focused just on this area, mainly because of the original one of these shapes, because it was such a great model on tour. #1 putter on the PGA Tour when this bad boy was out was this. This grip on it, I would change to this 70% of the time. Why? Because when you go for a super stroke, it's fatter, it's wider, gets your hands nicely locked in, and it then means you can rock from the top of your neck. So you're not going to have any of this wristy motion. It becomes just a nice rock back, rock through. And if you do have a little bit of the shakes going on, we've all been there, this will help you. But get a feel for it. Get a feel for the grip in your hands. Make sure that you feel and like the rock from the back of the shoulders, and get yourself fit into a super stroke. It doesn't taper, meaning it doesn't get narrow at the bottom. So if you want to go left below right, you want to throw a cheeky little claw at it, no problem. You can go with it without any issue when it comes to the super stroke. There are different models and shapes, but this one comes with the Pistol 1.0. Swing weight, everything will be taken care of. Loft and lie, you can get a fitting for it. But also, notice here, I have a double bend, meaning the shaft will bend and bend again, which then gives me face balanced. See, look, on the balance point, the face is pointing to the sky. So for someone who is straight back, straight through, if you're someone who tends to miss to the left, the face balance putter is generally going to work for you. Took a bobble and a little hook left. I'm going to blame the maintenance man for that one, not me. But face balanced as you set up to it will generally keep the face square to the path. So if you are set up to it properly, it's going to help you if you tend to miss left. Miss right, you might want to go for some of this cheeky toe hang that we've got here. Toe hang, again, when I balance it, means the toe hangs more than the heel, which then allows you to release the putter down the arc of your stroke so you can make more putts. Great option, 4 good ones in the Spider family. This one, absolutely kick-ass, fantastic to see it back in the squad. Then get into that X. You can be maybe putt like Rory McIlroy yourself, which is a good thing. And then 2 new shapes that we hope to see do great on the tours around the world. They're prominent, they've won your club championships, they've won your local public course medals, they've won on tour, they've won on the LPGA Tour. From here to Timbuktu, it's the Spider Putters, brand new from TaylorMade. Be sure to check them out. I'll stick a link in the corner and also in the description below. Until next Tour Truck Tuesday, hope you enjoyed that one. That's the Spider.